Alright, in this video we're going to just cover some of the general concepts that you're going to find when you look into the Nations at War series, and especially what you're going to find when you're looking at the different types of counters, specifically units, and the admin counters that you find in the game. Now, when you first look at the Nations at War game, and especially the unit counters, it might seem daunting at first because there are so many different numbers on the counters, but they are easy to understand once you understand the basics of what those numbers actually mean. Now, units are going to come in one of two different varieties. They're either going to be hard or soft, and you can think of that as your hard armored units like your tanks, and then soft like infantry type units. They're easy to distinguish in the fact that a soft unit is going to have a NATO symbol in its upper right corner, and that's going to differentiate it between the hard armored units, which are going to have an armor factor located there instead. When you're looking at the direct front of the counter, the image right there in the center, it's either going to be a helmet or it's going to be a picture of some type of vehicle, and that's just representing whatever the type of unit is that you're taking and using. And if there's a white stripe located there, that's used to indicate that that's the unit's reduced side. Directly above that in the center, you're just going to have the name of the unit itself. In the top left corner of the counter, that's where you're going to find a unit's AP or armor piercing firepower. And this is the set of numbers that you're going to use when you're conducting an attack against a hard target. Now, we're going to cover all this specifically in later videos, but shorthand for right now, just understand that those numbers represent range, the number of dice, and your to hit number, respectively. In the bottom left of the counter, that's where you're going to find your HE or high explosive, and this is going to operate very similar to how AP operates. The only difference is this is the set of values that you're going to use when you're firing against soft targets, the ones that have that NATO symbol. The top right of the counter, that is where you're going to find the armor factor for hard units. And again, that's going to operate similar to how your firepower is going to work, with the exception, of course, that it's not going to have a range, but it is going to give you the number of dice that you're going to roll and the number that you're looking to roll to equal its success. Again, if you have a NATO symbol here instead, that is a soft unit. In the bottom right of the counter, that's where you're going to find what's known as your assault factor. And again, it's going to operate similar to how firepower is going to operate, giving you a number of dice and a to hit number when it comes to conducting your attack. But this is where you're going to look for close combat type assaults when the enemy units get right on top of each other. Now, these are just some of the basic concepts that you're going to find when you're looking at the Nations at War counters. We're going to get into all the specifics in later videos, and we're going to cover HQ units in their own separate video.